You know, I get a lot of negative comments on this channel from people who aren't into silver stacking. And don't get me wrong, if you're not into silver stacking, that's totally fine. As you guys know, I do absolutely believe that everyone should make their own choice and their own decisions when it comes to whatever they're going to do financially. But I get people who, and let's get into this type of comment specifically. I'm not going to call out any comments. I'm not going to put any specific comments on the screen. I'm just going to talk to you today. And I get this one type of comment that's specifically, it's funny because I get this comment probably once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, where they say that we're wasting our time, that silver's not a good investment, so on and so forth. Now, that's fine. If you have that opinion, that's fine. I don't think that everyone should have the same opinion. Otherwise, the world would be a really boring place. But I find it funny, the hypocrisy, the comical hypocrisy to me of someone who says that we are wasting our time by messing with silver, and all the while they are leaving comments on videos about silver stacking, wasting their time. If it's really a waste of their time, why are they here watching our videos and leaving comments? But to be honest with you, those aren't even the worst ones. The people that don't believe in silver are fine because that's just their opinion. The ones that I get the worst are the ones from silver stackers that are gung-ho about how silver's going to skyrocket to like a gazillion dollars an ounce and they're going to become rich, or the dollar is going to absolutely collapse into oblivion tomorrow. By the way, I'm not talking in 10 years, not 20 years. You're going to wake up tomorrow and your dollar is going to be worthless and you're all going to be out in the street. Those are the people that attack me directly. And those are the ones I want to talk a little bit more in depth about today. So stick with me, but do me a favor before we do. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And also, if you haven't entered this giveaway from SD Bullion, they've been doing this every year for the last couple of years. They are giving away another full monster box of Silver Eagles right now. So make sure you enter by going to sdbullion.com/silverseeker. There'll be a link below. And thank you to SD Bullion for sponsoring this video. But getting back to these comments, I've specifically had this exact comment. They said, "You are the least bullish silver stacker I've ever seen." They have said, "Why are you making channels about silver stacking? You should be telling people to buy now," so on and so forth. And listen, it's very clear. You can see my stack right here. This is a very small portion of my private stack. This is the stuff that I will never sell unless I absolutely have to, unless we really do get into that situation. This is the stuff that I will leave to my kids when I move on. So clearly, I believe in silver stacking, and I am absolutely a silver stacker, but I don't believe in fear-mongering people into buying silver. I just don't. And, you know, maybe you disagree with me, and that's totally fine. And if you want to have that difference of opinion, but listen, I see channels all the time. Believe it or not, I've watched some of them where people will absolutely fear-monger you into believing that the world is going to collapse and that you better have silver, or this is your last opportunity, this is your last chance, and if you don't buy it right now, you are going to regret it. And what I'm here to tell you is, while I absolutely believe that everybody should have silver, and they should have gold, and they should have physical assets, and they should have medical skills, and they should have food storage and water storage, and they should have, you know, the things that YouTube doesn't like people to talk about, you know, those things that you need for self-defense, and I absolutely believe that the things that they're saying is certainly a possibility. I'm not arguing that it can't happen. I'm not arguing that the world is not a messed up place. The world is absolutely a messed up place. Look what's happening overseas right now. The world is messed up. Absolutely. So I get it, which is why I believe you should have all of those things. And I believe that you should have, like I already said, those basic medical skills. But that doesn't mean that you should put yourself, and keep in mind, everything I'm about to tell you is not financial advice, all right? I am not a financial advisor. I could be 1,000 million gazillion % wrong, and tomorrow you could take the advice I'm telling you and you could end up being poor and living on the street, or you could end up missing an opportunity to be a millionaire because I'm wrong, and tomorrow you wake up and silver's $200,000 an ounce or whatever. But for me, I just don't believe that people should be putting themselves in financial turmoil and financial stress for those reasons. I think that there are so many things right now in life that are more important and more likely to happen to you than either of those scenarios. For example, some bad things could happen that would cause you to actually need money. Getting into a car accident, or having unexpected medical expenses, or, you know, losing your job, or an unexpected bill that pops up that you have to cover. And what are you going to do if you have no money but a bunch of silver? You're going to be forced to have to sell it. So let's say, for example, back in May, you really bought in and you're like, oh, I'm really going to go gung-ho on the silver. Look what it's doing. Everything's going to go skyrocketing. And now the market's down and you are forced to sell it because you didn't have money set aside for an emergency. Now you have to sell it at a loss, and you're in an even worse position than you would have been had you just stacked responsibly. So I'm never going to get in front of a camera and tell you that the world is going to end, and if you don't buy it, this is your last opportunity and you're never going to have this chance again. Because the reality is, if you are sitting in debt right now, if you are struggling to pay your bills right now, the last thing you should be worried about is stacking silver. You should be worried about getting out of that debt. You should be worried about covering your life and living expenses first, and then you should think about getting some of the things that I just talked about. Now, look, there are absolutely going to be people who comment on this very video and tell me that I am full of crap, and that's fine. If you disagree, that's whatever. But every single time I see one of those comments from people that say I am the least bullish person in silver stacking, or that, people should know how important it is, and or that, we need to have it now because, I never going to have another chance again, or whatever it's going to be. Or the people that say, oh, well, silver is a fantastic investment. I mean, I bought it back when it was $5 an ounce, and look at me now. Good for you. Look at all the people that bought it when it was 30. Look at all the people that bought it when it was 40. People win. Every time there is something there, if silver does go up, there are always going to be winners. But for every single winner, if you're looking at silver, this is what I'm talking about. If you're looking at silver as a way to become a millionaire, if you're looking at silver as a way to get yourself out of financial turmoil, if you're looking at silver as a way to buy a Lambo and a mansion, for every single person that absolutely happens to, there are going to be 100 people on the other side on the exact opposite of the spectrum. Look at Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Look at FTX. Look at all the other things that have happened. Look at tulip bulbs, back hundreds of years ago. My point is, look at all this that has happened, and for every single winner, there's 100 losers. And you need to ask yourself and be honest with yourself, are you going to be the winner this time if you do that? Now, you can be a winner by stacking silver responsibly, and maybe if it does skyrocket like these people think it does, you will still win. You just won't win. You won't win as big as had you just put every single dime that you had in the silver. But at least you will have still won, and at the end of the day, you wouldn't have put yourself in financial turmoil and financial stress and the possibility of flat out going bankrupt and hurting your family if you have a family by putting every single dime in the silver, by taking a mortgage out on your house. I mean, this happened with Bitcoin. There were people that took mortgages out on their house at Bitcoin when it was $60,000 a coin. Everyone was saying it's going to go to $1 million a coin, and today it's like 30,000 or less. I'm not a big Bitcoin guy. I don't believe in cryptos. That's fine. I much prefer physical assets like gold and silver. That's what I believe in. But look at all of the people that lost. Like any other investment, like I already said in this video, for every winner, there's 100 losers. And the reason for that is that the money comes from somewhere. And if you bought something for, $1,000 and then you sell it for $1 million and then it goes back to 1,000, all those people that bought it from you and gave you that $1 million, now they have something that's worth a lot less. So are you going to be the winner? Ask yourself that question before you make a decision as big as going into gold and silver gung-ho and putting all of your money into gold or silver and believing that the world's going to end. You need to stack. I believe that everybody needs to stack, but they need to do so responsibly. They need to make responsible financial decisions when it comes to stacking silver, when it comes to stacking gold, when it comes to any investment, to be honest with you. You need to make those really good decisions and not put yourself in that position where you could really get burned. So that's what I had for you today, guys. I don't know. This was kind of a rant / podcast, vlog, video cast. I hope you enjoyed looking at my silver while I talk to you. But I do want to say thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys being here, and we will see you next time.